What's up guys, my name's Tom and welcome back to the FPL Centre. Time for the Game Week 6 preview, a look at the key upcoming fixtures from an FPL perspective and the key talking points as we head into the weekend, as well as a quick look at my transfers and team selection for the week. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So in the 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday, it looks as though Sergio Aguero is going to be fit after making a substitute appearance for City in their Champions League loss to Lyon. There's been no sign of Mendy in training this week though, which does not bode well for his Game Week 6 chances, although after Fabien Delph's calamitous error in that Lyon match, I'm sure Pep can't wait for his first choice left back to be available again. Man City have recorded the most attempts on goal from inside the penalty area this season with 71, while Cardiff have allowed 49 shots in the box, and that's the 5th most in the league. The majority of crosses that Cardiff concede come from the left wing, making it all the more frustrating that Benjamin Mendy might miss this one, as he could have done some serious damage here, as 60% of the crosses Man City have put in the box have also been from that left wing, playing very directly onto Cardiff's weakness there. The chances conceded by Cardiff, however, are actually split evenly across the pitch, with 14 from both wings and 14 from central areas too. This suggests that Man City could be effective no matter which area of the pitch they try to exploit, and the stats suggest this usually tends to be the left wing and central areas, with around 40% of their chances created from the left and another 38% created from central areas. Only 21.5% of chances Man City have created come from the right wing. Now this is potentially good news for the few Leroy Sané owners out there if he starts on the left, and David Silva owners should also feel pretty happy about this, as he could prove very effective here in those central areas. Sergio Aguero makes for a great captain option this week due to the number of shots in the box Cardiff seem to be giving up, combined with the number of chances City should be able to create. Michael Oliver takes charge of this one, and he officiated Man City 4 times last season, and each time they won by 1 or 2 goals. Man City last lost under Oliver in December 2016. In another of the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday, Southampton have conceded 13 big chances so far this season, which is 4th most in the league, and the majority of chances they do concede come from the right hand side, with 24% coming from that area of the pitch. With 65% of Liverpool's crosses being whipped in from the right wing, it's also pretty exciting to note that 60% of the crosses conceded by Southampton come from that right hand side, meaning that Trent Alexander-Arnold could be in line to benefit if he manages to get forward on the right hand side. This could also be a big week for a certain Egyptian if the stats play out this way once more, as it makes sense for Liverpool to direct the play through him on that right hand side. He could definitely end up repaying the faith to those who have stuck with him despite the blanks over the past 2 weeks. An interesting note is that Sadio Mane has never scored against his old team as well. If Salah blanks here though, with seemingly everything in his favour, it would be very hard to keep that faith in him any longer, especially after such a lacklustre display against PSG during the week. Another way in which Liverpool could threaten here is via set pieces, as Southampton have conceded 18 headed attempts on goal, which is most in the league by 3 clear attempts. Could we see Virgil van Dijk record his first goal of the season against his former side? On the other side of the pitch, Liverpool will have to be at their best defensively to keep a clean sheet, as Southampton rank among the best teams for big chances with 13 and total attempts on goal with 78. Although of course they will be without Danny Ings for this one, as he's ineligible to play against his parent club, being on loan from Liverpool. Paul Tierney will be officiating, and he was the ref for Leicester vs Liverpool in Game Week 4, where Liverpool won 2-1. Both teams have scored in all 3 of his fixtures so far this season, with all games ending 2-1 or 3-1. The stats suggest this one should be a very tight fixture, with United and Wolves neck and neck across multiple categories. It's very difficult to look at any particular area outside of simply the quality of players available to each team to determine how one side could exploit the other. It may not be the best game to target for Luke Shaw or Alexis Sanchez attacking returns, as Wolves have only given up 9 chances from the left wing, joint best in the league along with Man City for being able to defend that flank very well. Wolves have also only conceded 8 headed attempts on goal, again in the top 5 of the league for being able to defend aerial balls, suggesting Lukaku might be in for a tougher time than usual in that respect. Wolves have actually had more goal attempts and have created 2 more big chances than United this season, but United have a much higher shot accuracy of 41.4% compared to Wolves' worst in the league 25.6%, and United also have a goal conversion rate almost double what Wolves can bring to the table, showing that the Manchester side are much more clinical when it comes to taking their chances. Both Man United and Wolves are in the top 5 teams in the league for conceding the fewest shots in the box, so as I say, a lot here points to a very tight, defensively solid game, with perhaps a piece of individual skill from the likes of Pogba making the decisive difference. Kevin Friend takes charge of this one at Old Trafford, having already taken charge of Man United in their Game Week 2 loss to Brighton. An interesting note on Kevin Friend is that he's given 3 penalties in 3 games so far this season. West Ham have conceded the 3rd most big chances this season, which is not ideally what you want to hear as a Hammers fan with Eden Hazard and co coming to visit this week, especially since the majority of both crosses and chances that West Ham have conceded this season are from the left wing, where of course Hazard and Alonso continuously attack with such devastating effect. 12 of Chelsea's 14 goals scored this season have come from inside the penalty area, and they've produced the 3rd highest number of shots in the box this season with 57. West Ham have conceded 44 attempts on goal from inside the area, which is pretty average, nowhere near as bad as the likes of Fulham, but at the same time it's more than double the amount conceded by the Man Cities and Liverpools of the world. With 58 crosses conceded from the left wing, it seems as though Marcos Alonso should be the one to watch, as an assist is very much on the cards for him overlapping and delivering balls in for the likes of Giroud or Morata to exploit another one of West Ham's weaknesses, defending aerial balls. As they've conceded 12 headed attempts on goal this season, that's joint 4th worst in the league. With Chelsea ranking among the best defensive outfits in the league across all key categories, and with West Ham ranking among the worst attacking sides so far in terms of big chances created and getting shots on goal, it's hard to look past a comfortable win for the Blues and probably a clean sheet as well. Mike Dean referees this one and has given 2 red cards in his last 2 Premier League games. He officiated Chelsea 3 times last season and they won all 3 of those games. So we'll take a quick look at how I'm lining up, and just the one free transfer for me this week has been used to bring in Aleksandar Mitrovic up front to replace Marko Arnautovic. Those of you who follow me on Twitter might have seen earlier that I was pretty tempted to bring in Troy Deeney here due to his next 2 fixtures against Fulham's dodgy defence plus a leaky Arsenal side that he loves to score against. But ultimately I just couldn't look past the stats Mitrovic has been putting up, combined with the fact that he's Fulham's talisman, the centre of the majority of their attacks, and he's also pretty close to another price rise. So with all of that in mind, I went with the Serbian striker. No other changes so far in terms of how I'm lining up, but I am aware that Pedro picked up an injury in Chelsea's game, so I may have to take a -4 hit to resolve that issue, but I'm going to wait until tomorrow, see if any news comes out about how serious the injury is and whether he will definitely be missing on the weekend or not. Obviously there's also an expectation that Wan-Bissaka will be coming off the bench for me as well to replace Benjamin Mendy, who seems unlikely to feature in City's trip to Cardiff on Saturday. The captain's armband moves to Mohamed Salah for this week, and this is honestly a pivotal week for me as a Salah owner, and potentially for the FPL season as a whole as well, when you think that captaincy choices this week might be split across 3 players, with Salah, Aguero and Hazard all having legitimate claims to the armband, and if any of them blank while the others do very well, it could leave those owners with a substantial red arrow at the end of the game week. But for me it's Mo Salah this week. I think everything points to him having a great week at home against Southampton. So there we go guys, if you liked the video give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to keep up with what I'm doing here at the FPL Centre. Let me know in the comments who your captain's going to be for this week. Is it Salah, is it Aguero, is it Hazard, or are you going for someone completely different? That's all from me today though, thanks for watching.